Hello, grade 10. Today is our subject in Mapeh 10 in week 7. My name is Mr. Rinaldo B. Malimban. Our lesson for this week 7 is all about the 20th and 21st century multi-music form. In the 19th century, the Filipino opera emerged in the Philippines when foreign performers, including the instrumental virtuosos, as well as opera singers and the Spanish zarzuela performers came to the country to perform for enthusiastic audience. Then the opera form of theatrical presentation in which the dramatic performance is set to music. In the Philippines, the musical play rely mostly on the adaptations from the novels, literary works, or biographical sketches of famous artists. In the opera in the Philippines, it is an art and music form in which singers and musicians perform a dramatic work combining the text called a libretto and a musical score. It is accompanied by an orchestra or smaller musical ensemble. The dialogue is entirely sung and not spoken. Now let's proceed to the local theaters in the early Philippines. Just a sample of the opera of Noli Me Tangere. Noli Me Tangere is a drama based on 1887 novel by the national hero Jose Rizal. It's a timeless tale of romance, revenge, and issue on corruption and religious meddling and governance, colonial mentality, and mass struggle. The opera of presentation includes theater, acoustic, and sound system that both singers and orchestra were clearly heard with distortion. The set of design were brilliant with all the colors, the vibrant and vivid besides actual props in the backdrop was one of the use of video flat screen that display various scenes rendered and digitally. The cast of performing artists and the resort world in Manila. Maria Clara as Herodias, Sisa as Mendizona, Crisostomo Ibarra as Say Malaki. Behind the scenes are direction of Freddy Santos, stage sculpture design Jerry Sibat, light designer Sax Sisolko. Providing Jerry Sibal, live music is the Manila Philharmonic Orchestra and the lead of Maestro Rodel Colmenar. Next is the one of the famous opera in Mexico, just like in the title, La Loba, or a female wolf. It is a literally she-wolf, and however the La Loba, when capitalized, is the name of mythical woman from the Pueblo people. The myth has been popularized by Clarissa Pencola Estes and her book Women Who Run with the Wolves. Next opera is El Filibusterismo of the Reign of Greed of Jose Rizal. The El Filibusterismo, also known as an English alternate title of The Reign of Greed, in the second novel written by the Filipino national hero Jose Rizal. is the sequel to the Nolimi Tangiri, and like the first book, was written in Spanish. It was published in 1891 in the Ghent of Belgium. El Filibusterismo will bring to life the dark novel of national hero Jose Rizal under the direction of Juma Perast. Also, El Filibusterismo narrates the return of protagonist of Nolimi Tangiri by Crisostomo Ibarra under the guise of the wealthy jeweler named Don Simon. In the Filibusterismo, Rizal first heard this word during the executions of Gumburza. At the time of Filibusterismo referred to those who are provoking in the revolution against the foreign government, and the dangerous patriot revealed the subversive, and Simon as the filibustero. And these are the cast of El Filibusterismo. The ballet and theatrical presentation of the group and solo dancer to musical arrangement, usually in costume, with scenic effects and conveying story. Another is Rama Hari. A Rama Hari is a musical presentation presented by the Ballet Philippines at the CCP Main Theater. The lyrics of Rama Hari is translated by the national artist Rolando Tenyo, libretto by Benedito Lubrest, and the national artist of literature, music by Ryan Cayabyab. The story of Ram Hari is a set of Italia. And Rama, the son of King Darata, and his brother Laxmana are their way from the missions. Is a test for the suitor when set by the king and Rama listed in the other suitors, and the claim of Sita for his bride. So the wedding of ceremony of filled with pomp and pageantry. Soon King Darata wants to pass his crown to Rama, his chosen son by his third wife. Akay wants her son Bharata to inherit the crown. She planned Rama and Sita be banished from the kingdom of 14 years. So in the woods of Pachabati, Rama and Sita were accompanied by brother Laxmana, their happy and dance celebration. Next of the opera, in the Filipino opera, Mga Kwento ni Lola Basyang. Mga Kwento ni Lola Basyang is a classes of children's stories of Severino Reyes and set to dance in Tatlong Kwento ni Lola Basyang. Just like the example of Los Fernandez play in the iconic grandmother storyteller, her emphatic voice and consonants of endearing familiar to Pinoy viewers. She has a wit and charm of dating grandmother who has passion to entertain the grandkids with stories that are filled with learning in values. Among the dance stories of Lola Basyang are Ang 12 Masayang Prinsesa, chiefly by Makuha Ilasalda, Ang Palasyo ng Mga Duwende. The story of the heroine Yani was victimized by endeavors and shaming stepmother and stepsister. And the last is Anti-Anting. This is the horror fantasy comedy featuring the Juan, a cowardly hero who wants to overcome his fears to win and maiden his love. Next is Atang de la Rama. Atang de la Rama was a singer of vaudeville performed who became the first Filipina actress. By the age of 7, she was already starring in Spanish zarzuelas. At the age of 15, she starred in the zarzuela Dalagang Bukid, where she became known for the singing in the song Nabasag na Banga. Among the kundiman she popularized were The Madaling Araw, Kung Iibig Ka, Ay Kalisod, Pakiusap, and Mutya ng Pasig. Atang Dilarma fought for the dominance of the kundiman, an important Philippine folk songs in the Zarzuela, which is a musical play that focused on contemporary Filipino issues such as sorcery, cockfighting, and colonial mentality. Next, another in operas, the title Florante at Laura. Florante at Laura, this is the history of Florante Laura in the Kingdom of Albania. It is a story of a poem by Francisco Baltasar, which was adapted from some historical features of paintings that tell of happened in early times in Greek Empire. The story was set to rhyme by one of the lighting of Tagalog verse by Francisco Balagtas. It is considered as one of the masterpieces in the Filipino or the Philippine literature. Balagtas wrote the effect during his imprisonment. Next is Cathy de la Cruz. Who is Cathy de la Cruz? Cathy is the musical of Filipino language biographical music based on the life of Cathy de la Cruz, considered the queen of Philippine vaudeville in jazz. The musical play was under Ryan Cayabyab and the lyrics by Jose Javier Reyes. Since February 13, 1907. And the last is Daragang Magayon. Daragang Magayon, an istorya ni Mayon, boasts of the new twist, the use of multimedia, the story of how the volcano was burned. This is a presentation of E-Dance Theater, the provincial government of Albay, Bicol University in cooperation with the Goodwill Bookstore and the Ballet Philippines. Two of the country's famous artists collaborated on Daragang Magayon. National artists for the literature of Virgilio S. Almario, Rayo Alma, penned by the Poetry of New Productions, while Gawad CCP for Arts awardee Ramon P. Santos composed the music. Daragang Mayon is the heroine that appears in the legend of Mount Mayon in the Albay, Philippines. Her name means beautiful lady, Daraga or lady of maiden, Magayon, beautiful. In the certain days when the depths of volcano is covered by the clouds, all folks say Panginoon is kissing Magayon, and afterward, when rain trickles down to the gentle slopes of volcano, it means it was the tears of Panginoon crying over his lost love, Magayon. So thank you, kids. That's all for today. For more updates, please monitor our e-class online learning system. Thank you and goodbye. Again, my name is Rinaldo B. Malimban, your Mapeh 10.